Hey guys, today it is Sunday, June 7th, 2020, and since it is Sunday, that means it is once again time for us to round up. So welcome to yet another weekly roundup video. The good news I have is that I do have enough content for this week's video, but don't be surprised if I end up making the video about 15 to 20 minutes at the most, because as I've been saying for the past little while, the news well has been drying up quite a bit. Last week I was very lucky with what was available to discuss, and as I say that, this week has been a good productive news week for me to sit down and do a little weekly roundup video for as well. So yeah, I've been saying it for a while, so what I will do is if I decide to start doing these once every 2 weeks, I will make the announcement next Sunday with my video, and from there, it'll be a weekly roundup video every 2 weeks instead of every Sunday, because that way I think 2 weeks gives us more time to put some news together to sit down and film every Sunday. So at least until the news well obviously picks up again, eh? So, I'm probably going to be making the move to bi-weekly roundups instead of weekly roundups, but I will officially confirm it next week. That's what I will do, so that way, if I change my mind, we'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to change my mind. I think that the best thing to do is to spend every Sunday in between videos focusing on other videos that I would like to sit down and get filmed. So that's what I'm gonna do. Anyways, the big elephant in the room that I am very happy to talk about is the fact that supposedly the NBA has fully confirmed that, like the NHL, they will come back to finish the 2019-2020 season. Now, unlike the National Hockey League, the NBA has selected a hub city, which I believe is Orlando. So, as far as I know, they're going to play at the Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida, which personally, I think it's probably a good spot for the NBA to play out their season. Even though I've said this before, and I'll say it again, I have never been a basketball fan. Am I ever happy to be able to know that there is going to be some type of sports coming back within the next month and a half? This is big news. And for me, the biggest thing about this announcement from the NBA is that basketball fans are going to get some type of conclusion to their season, which for myself is the most important thing. You know, I am really happy for the basketball fans out there who do get to see a champion in the 2019-2020 season, which will hopefully be the Raptors, but if not, I'm just grateful that there is not only a Canadian professional sports champion again in one of the 4 biggest professional sports leagues, but the fact that we finally got to see the Toronto Raptors, our only Canadian basketball team, win a major championship and win the NBA championship. That to me is so cool. And, you know, I will never forget the day when the Raptors won the championship over the Golden State Warriors. Truth is, I was at my work and it was on the TV, and we were all watching the final 9 seconds of the game. Thankfully our store had no customers in it, but we were able to watch the dying seconds of the game, and as soon as the clock hit 0, everybody in our store were just so happy. It was such a great moment, and you know, would it ever be nice to see the Raptors do it again in July and August and September and win another championship? But we'll have to wait and see. I know there were some other teams that were pretty damn good. I know the Milwaukee Bucks, from what I remember, were actually red hot in the NBA's Eastern Conference. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, the fact that the NBA is coming back to me is such a major announcement. I am so happy about it. Truth is, if there's basketball on TV, I will watch it, especially if there's no NHL on. So, the fact that there is some type of sporting events coming back now is really important, in my opinion, I think for people's well-being, or just something to look forward to. This pandemic has taken away a lot of the little things that we take for granted, and the fact that we're going to start to be able to get some of the sporting events coming back, to me, is so important at this point. But obviously, if it's not safe enough to do so, I've said it since the beginning, safety has to come first. If it can't be finished off safely, don't do it. It's not worth it. But by the sounds of things, it sounds like things are starting to turn around for the better. And if we can start to get the sporting events back, I think that would be so good. I mean, UFC has gotten back to the swing of things. NASCAR's been going again. I haven't seen or heard anything about golf, but it would sure be nice to see some golf again, because from the sounds of things, we're going to still have to wait at least another month to a month and a half before we get any more sports back, which is really unfortunate, but I am more than happy to wait if that means getting a proper conclusion to some sports leagues' 2019-2020 seasons, like we will with the NHL and basketball, the NBA. But yeah, so far with Major League Soccer, I'm disappointed that we haven't heard anything on that too, because I don't know about you viewers out there. I'm not a soccer guy either, but I sure as hell think it would be so nice if we could have a 2020 Major League Soccer season of some sort. I know that the Bundesliga has resumed in Germany, playing in empty stadiums, and truth is, over the past couple of weeks, there was a chance that I had to when I was at home. I was able to put on a soccer game, and I did watch about 10 minutes of it, and I was thinking to myself, man, is it ever nice to be able to see some type of new sporting event besides UFC or NASCAR, which is just so monotonous. It's just the same thing over and over. Now, obviously, it's not the same with UFC. It's not as monotonous because fights can go so many different ways. But, shoot, I've lost my track of thought here. But yeah, no. Oh yeah, with soccer, the fact that the Bundesliga has started up again, I think is really good. I'd rather watch soccer over UFC or NASCAR, especially NASCAR, any day. But I really, really do hope that they can figure out something for Major League Soccer as well. I mean, would it ever be nice if they could find a way to play out the 2020 season, even if it's shortened or whatever, and give us an MLS champion in 2020? Would that ever be something? So let's see. So NBA and the NHL are coming back in July. Oh, with the NBA, I believe they've confirmed July 31st is the first day that they start up again. I think they're doing some type of format similar to the NHL, but I could be wrong. Sorry for not knowing exactly what they're doing, but hey, at least they're coming back, eh? That's the big thing. And the fact that they're, by the sounds of it, able to safely, or they feel it's safe enough to do it, that's great. That's a really good sign good step in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. But with the NHL, we still haven't really heard about the hub city or hub cities that will host NHL hockey. But I'm sure an announcement is coming soon. I heard they've moved into like some type of phase 2 of allowing teams to start getting things together again, which is good. But we'll have to obviously wait and see on what's going to happen from here on in. But with the NBA, they are going to be resuming, I believe, July 31st is the first day we see basketball again, which is huge, in my opinion. Also, the NBA and the NHL are coming back. Obviously, the NFL was able to thankfully conclude their season in February with the Kansas City Chiefs defeating the San Francisco 49ers. So you've also got Major League Soccer, which we still don't know nothing about yet. PGA Golf, I believe, resumes sometime this month, hopefully. And as for Major League Baseball, I hear that they are having disagreements between the owners and the players because the players want to be paid in full, from what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not, but, if that's the case, I want to go on a bit of a small rant here before I conclude this video, but that's ridiculous. These baseball players, they don't even have to necessarily be in tip-top shape, as one of my coworkers was saying yesterday, and they can make like $25+ million a year. I've even seen players make as much as $50 million for 1 year. Are you kidding me? You need to get paid in full when you make that much money? Like, seriously, piss off. No wonder baseball is starting to see a decline in viewership and attendance at their games. I mean, for Christ's sake. You know what? Honestly, I would crap my pants if I could go play baseball for $100,000 a year Canadian, let alone 25 million American dollars. I mean, are you kidding me? Talk about taking your salary and your life for granted. What a bunch of spoiled brats in baseball. Yeah, I said that. And I don't care. That's ridiculous. Are you telling me you can't take a bit of a pay cut when you make millions a year? Oh, come on. I mean, obviously, I don't know if that's fully true or not. I think it probably is, that they want their full salaries. I understand where they're coming from, but guys, if players are making like $10+ million a year, are you telling me that you can't take a pay cut? Give your head a shake. Come on. I mean, if they need someone to go and play baseball, I mean, I can't bat or pitch worth a damn, but hey, you could pay me $50,000 US and I'll be there. Give me a contract. Come on. I'd take a leave of absence for my day job, no problem. God, hell, pay me $100,000 US. I don't mind. Even the take home after taxes, I'd be laughing all the way to the bank. And I'm sure most of you would agree with me. I mean, for Christ's sake. If that isn't greed at its worst, I don't know what is. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, if the teams in Major League Baseball and their players can figure this out, I sure as hell want to see a 2020 baseball season of some sort, even if it is shortened, which it will be, obviously. I think most of us sports fans want to see these leagues come back, and if they haven't started, find a way to start like baseball. And if they've already started, like the NHL, the NBA, and Major League Soccer, then we can find a way to see them come back and conclude, which the NBA and the National Hockey League are going to thankfully do so. I mean, it sure as hell would be very nice if Major League Soccer could come back too. I mean, obviously safety first, and I'm never going to stop saying that until this... Okay. I mean, in terms of the pandemic, I'm not going to stop saying it until it's over, but I'm always going to say safety first regardless of the situation. That's what I meant to say. But seriously, I need to be paid in full, man. I make $25 million American this year. Are you telling me you can't take a pay cut for 1 year? Oh, you're going to be so bad off. You're going to be doing horrible with only 7 million Weasley dollars, especially in American money. Wah! Jeez. Would you like some cheese with your wine? God. Why doesn't these Major League Baseball teams say, hey guys, we're just going to find guys like that YouTuber, the Rockzilla 94, and we'll pay him, let's see, $100,000 US to stand at the mound game in and game out and look about as, and perform like he's Mr. Bean the second. I'll be basically looking like I'm a young Mr. Bean at the mound. I would be doing terrible. I mean, I'd be lucky to be walked. And I know this. But come on, guys. I could use the money. I know some of my friends on here could use some of that money too. And we don't need $25 million. Give us $100,000. I'll show up. I'm sure most of you guys watching would do that too. Come on, find a bunch of us people that have YouTube channels. Come on. Give us a contract. Oh, maybe I'd actually be able to move out of my parents' house sooner rather than later if I could go and play professional baseball, even at $100,000 a year. Jeez, would that ever be nice? All of us who still live at home can move out sooner, maybe. You could go to some places with that type of money every year, or within a year, and be able to buy a whole house, maybe even with an acre or two. Wow, wouldn't that be nice? Just makes my blood boil. Sorry to be going on a tangent, but it makes my blood boil. You need all $10 million of your contract when you've made like $20 million over the past 2 years. God knows how much more than that you've made from sponsorship deals or many more years of playing in baseball that I'm not referring to here. I mean, come on. Dear baseball players, this is a really, really extraordinary circumstance. We're in the middle of a pandemic right now. And you would make a lot of us sports fans very happy if you could put aside your differences with the owners, put aside your $20+ million contracts to take a bit of a pay cut for 1 year so that we can have some type of baseball season. God, ridiculous. And hey, dear Major League Baseball, even though I would be totally useless, hey, I'll come play for $100,000 US. That's only a fraction of what you pay half of your players. Some of them make that in like, I don't know, a week. Pay that to me for the whole season, I'll show up. Seriously, talk about taking your day job for granted and taking the perks and luxury of being a professional athlete for granted. Does it piss me off? Oh yeah. It's ridiculous. I know people who bust their asses day in and day out, and they make piss poor wages. Yet these guys are whining about losing a few $1 million in a pay cut. Just makes my blood boil, man. It really pisses me off. I'm sorry. I know I've gone on quite the rant in this video today, which, truth is, I really wasn't planning on doing a rant. But boy, I mean, I see what these guys make. I see what I make. I'm sure you guys out there, you know, a lot of people on average make about 40 to 60 grand a year at the most. Whether it's Canadian currency or American currency, I'm not going to do the math here. But my point is, a lot of people bust their asses and stress themselves out to make very little. And these guys are laughing all the way to the bank and to their nice mansions probably, and their nice houses with their nice cars. And with millions of dollars that they make every year. And we're lucky to make 1 or 2 million in our lifetimes. Jeez. God, if I was somehow related to Goku in Dragon Ball, I'm so annoyed right now, I could probably go Super Saiyan. God. Oh, God. Sorry guys, I felt the rant was justified today. Anyways, part of it's also the fact that I haven't had any coffee today. Alright folks, if you've stuck around and listened to this video, and once again, I forgot to tell you that there's no visuals in this video. I'm sorry guys, I'm supposed to be reminding you at the beginning. Or at least acknowledging and telling a new viewer that, hey, there's not going to be anything to see. Anyways, it's time for me to wrap up this video. And it's definitely time for me to have my coffee, because I can tell I'm starting to get crabby. Okay, don't worry. I'm not like, you know, a stereotypical smoker who doesn't have their cigarettes to go like an angry little chihuahua, like no. I'm not like that. But I will say this though, if I don't have any caffeine in a day, I do get a headache, and headaches suck, just like vacuums. All right, guys, I don't know if you've enjoyed this or not. I've definitely gone off the cuff here. I'm going to wrap up this video now. Wherever you are, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Hopefully this coming week is good for all of you. Hopefully we'll start to see this COVID-19 pandemic die down and hopefully disappear for all eternity, which would be wonderful. But anyways, you guys, if you have stuck around, I hope you've enjoyed this video start to finish. I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything that I've ranted about and gone on about throughout this video. And what the hell am I saying here? Oh, God. Jeez, I feel like I'm about as useless as tits on a bowl right now. But anyway, damn it, I'm having a brain fart right in the middle of recording a video. Anyways, oh yeah, the other thing. Next week, I will formally announce on my weekly roundup video whether I'm going to start to do them once every 2 weeks or continue to do it every week. Don't be shocked if I'm going to move to bi-weekly roundups. That was the last thing I wanted to say. It only took me, you know, a few months to figure that out. Well, that's how long it felt in this video. But anyway, at least I was able to say that sometime between now, literally right now, and Christmas. So that's a positive. So anyways, guys, before I go on any longer, take care. And as always, bye for now.